Wizards, Heat.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening,
Because
everybody.
De'Aaron Fox is pretty trash.
Outside
Outside getting steals and easy buckets.
We'll watch the Miami Heat in this one.
Jeez, 13 points. That's going to be brutal.
Thanks for joining us as we get set to bring you NBA basketball.
Someone's getting the fifth win.
It'll be the Wizards off the tip. And now Washington starting group. Fox is out there with Levine. Then it's Noel. Then it's Paul George. And it's Carter in at the small forward position. Here's Levine. The shot missing. And the Heat going the other way now. Coming to this one following the loss to the Grizzlies.
Well, listen, I've seen worse performances offensively, but no doubt that group was inconsistent.
Well, certainly it wasn't their best night shooting the basketball. What you have to do is now put it aside and get focused for the next one.
4 on the shot clock.
Gary Harris.
Offensive
Killing
rebound.
Olynyk.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, I did speak
Get the
with
George.
head coach Eric
Oh, my goodness.
Spoelstra. This is the first meeting of the year between these two teams, but he said those guys are tough to deal with when you let them get to the rim. We've got to move our feet on defense and do our best to deny penetration. We'll see who comes out on top, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And certainly while the injury for Zach LaVine and his ACL was devastating, Greg, it's good to see him back on the court, and he seems to be on track to making a full recovery.
And Kevin, still amazing to me to see just how far the medical community has come in terms of treating ACL injuries. Levine is such an athletic monster. To lose even a little burst would have been huge. Fortunately, though, with modern medicine, it's going to allow this guy to make the most of his potential still.
And I think, guys, one thing about Levine, raw prospect in college, raw when he entered the pros, and now just starting to polish up that game.
That's the third straight miss to start this game, and they're still looking for their first basket.
Nobody near George. Rebound by Olynyk. He'd have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Harris passes to Curry. He dishes it to Prince. It's stolen by Carter. A little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. Out of bounds. Miami takes possession. Washington on D. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
And the story of that game was their terrific rhythm on the offensive end.
Right, you could tell they were in a groove all night. They looked comfortable. They didn't rush. It was gorgeous execution.
Here's Olynyk. Good. And Harris gets the assist. Zador's already some interesting stories this year, and we've only just started. What's impressing you so far?
Well, I think, Kevin, we're always a little bit surprised for a couple of clubs that we had low expectations of. They've come out surprisingly strong, and conversely, a couple of favorites who are showing perhaps some unforeseen signs of weakness. Can they pull themselves back together?
Kelly trying to kill George. Good thing injuries are off.
I love his game. He can hurt you in so many different ways. Well, Paul George has made himself into one of the premier two-way perimeter players in the NBA. I think you have to put him in that category with Kawhi Leonard and LeBron James. He can take over a game in every facet, guys.
Harris misses. Wizards leading by 3. Nice ball movement by Washington. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Curry. And what hot hands have been coming from the ranks of the small forwards this past month. A look at the leading shooting percentages for those players. In the third spot, Paul George.
And that is such an efficient group offensively. That really is the best way to describe it. I mean, they never force anything and always wait for the right shot.
You know, in addition to that patience and efficiency, they're each extremely talented natural scorers. They've got the kind of precise form all young players would do well to replicate.
And Doris, Paul George, capable of carrying a team offensively while also locking down the other team's top wing threat.
And that, to me, Kev, is one of the hardest things to do in this league. To expend the energy necessary to be an elite two-way player, Paul George is the real deal.
Here's Curry. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Well, Curry, despite his frame, is able to do a ton of damage inside the paint. He can draw fouls with great regularity.
When Curry is on the floor, you can just see how he impacts the play. Even when he doesn't have the ball, defenders can't help off too far or he'll make him pay. Doris, I've seen defenders give up an open layup just not to give Curry a clean look from deep.
Well, that's why the stat sheet doesn't tell the entire story relative to the influence Steph Curry has on the outcome of the game. The commitment required to cover Curry allows opportunities for other people on his team.
Harris a screen on George for the three. Out of bounds. Washington takes possession. "17 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Fox against Curry. Now here's Fox. The three from George. No good that time. A good close contest so far as we've... And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And what stands up? The Heat trail by 3. And a moment now to reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for the Heat, Prince out there with Harris. Then it's Curry. Then it's Gary Harris. And it's Olynyk in at the 5 spot. It's Curry outside. Another miss by Curry. So it's the Wizards now. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Got it. Nice one there from Levine.
And it seemed like they couldn't get anything to fall in that opening quarter, but you could just feel the momentum starting to shift.
Curry kicks to Harris. Over George. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Harris has got his first points of the game. Here's the screen. Outside, George. A picture-perfect screenplay, and the jumper's good. George has got the lead up to 6 now for Washington. Harris setting the pick for Curry. Kicks it to Harris. Over George. Not enough on that one as it misses.
Boy, just enough defensive attention to throw that shot off target.
Left side, Levine. And stolen by Harris. Over Levine. Harris misses. Washington leading now by 6. His first shot coming late. And it's Miami with the rebound. Olynyk's got his 5th rebound in this one.
And last season, I think we saw just what could be a preview of what the Washington Wizards can be moving forward, right? They return to the second round of the playoffs. They have a clear core and strength to build around for the future.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
Well, you've simply got to push through that, right? You need to at least contest the shot. Otherwise, he's going to knock it down.
There's a screen by Noel. Levine wide open. And again, Washington no good. And Doris, as you mentioned, it had been a roller coaster of season finishes for the Wizards over the last few years. Now they know exactly where they stand.
You know, Kevin, I think equally important, they know the destination they want to get to. John Wall has shown he is an elite talent in the NBA who can carry them in a postseason series. And I think as long as Wall is there, this team has an opportunity to contend in the East.
Fox with it. And Curry picks him up defensively. Fox kicks to Levine. There's the feed to Fox. Back to Levine. 6 on the shot clock. Over Harris. And it's off the back rim. No good. 51 seconds left now here in the second. Curry dishes to Prince. Another miss by Prince. Wizards leading by 3. The shot by Carter. Nobody around.
Vince.
Sinks the three-pointer. Carter's got 5.
How about the awareness there from Fox? You gotta love seeing how he is such a willing passer in finding the open man.
Harris kicks to Harris. Olynyk, a screen on Noel. Here's Harris. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in.
Well, he's able to get to the hoop, Kev, because of that great solid screen.
For Washington, they've gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Fox against Curry. They set the pick. Fox kicks to Levine. Here's George from 13 feet. It goes down. George has got 4 this quarter.
But Kevin, the deep.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime
Welcome back,
Show.
folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny the Jet Smith. A pretty close game for the Wizards throughout the first quarter. They saw their lead grow to a high water mark of 5 in the period. Looking at the Wizards, Kenny, what do you think?
Well, just a great offensive performance tonight. The play call.
And that is just...
Bye, Ernie.
As we return to South Florida, a fantastic view of that famous stretch of sand, Miami Beach. Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Paul George really making it. The Heat trail by 6. And nice to see Zach LaVine back out on the floor after seeing him lose the back half of last season to injury. Doris, that was a tough blow for him, tearing his ACL, but he hopes to have a full recovery.
Well, I think, Kev, the key piece here is sports medicine can do so much more now with the recovery of an ACL. And when Zach LaVine is healthy, with his burst and the ability in the open floor, this guy is a sight to behold.
Second half is underway, and here's who Scott Brooks has got on the floor. They've got Carter. LaVine is out there with Fox. Then it's Noel, and it's George in at the 4 spot. Olynyk, a screen on Noel. Just 5 to shoot. Good ball movement here by Miami. Curry gets the bucket.
Well, the sharpshooter strikes from downtown. He's set records for that ability to drill it from deep. My goodness.
Fox kicks to George. There's a screen. On the wing, LaVine. That ball's nice feed that time from George. LaVine's got the lead back up to 6 now for Washington. Harris passes to Olynyk. Back to Harris. Stolen by LaVine. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter, and he uses the glass on the layup. And now an 8-point Washington lead.
I'll tell you, LaVine's a guard, but he has the quickness, the hops. He's difficult to stop in there.
Olynyk can't hit.
His high percentage shot right at the rim, and he's wondering what happened.
Fox,
no
why are you
good.
taking shots? You do that. You're not made for
Curry
scoring.
against Fox.
You're made for passing and steals, boy. Pick up.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Curry dishes to Olynyk. Pass to Prince. 5 to shoot.
wide open.
Fires from deep. Rebounded by the Wizards. Noel's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
I'll tell you, it'd be a big help if he could snap out of this cold streak. His shooting has been hurting them.
The Heat trail by 8. Curry kicks to Harris. Good work defensively by Carter. The Wizards have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Here's Fox. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. Greg, you asked a lot of GMs. De'Aaron Fox, probably the fastest player in this year's rookie class.
And he plays at one speed. That's lightning. I mean, he's got speed to burn. And maybe not quite as fast as, say, John Wall, but he isn't far behind. He uses that quickness well also in terms of just busting seams on the offense. And at the other end, he can be an outstanding defender as he was at Kentucky.
On the wing, George. Carter kicks to Fox. Back to Carter. On the wing, George. Guarded by Harris. Yes, that goes in. And it's a 12-point Washington lead.
Well, you have to respect the focus of Paul George, not letting the defense alter his shot.
Curry passes to Harris. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Passes it to Harris. Harris setting the pick for Harris. Drains it from beyond the arc. Harris has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
And a good judge of spacing. Sees he can get it off over the taller man.
I'll tell you, he did a nice job feeling the defense out, rising up with ease from the perimeter.
Olynyk with the steal. Prince against Carter. Prince misses. And now the fast break.
Look at that ball speed.
With the ball.
Look at that openness.
George missing again.
Can't finish though.
Prince. Can't hit that one. And so it's the Washington
9-point lead headed into the fourth. I'm nervous.
They've been playing some
All
inspired
it takes
defense,
is Curry
giving them
just
very few easy
go,
points.
hey, I'm gonna shoot
Don't go anywhere.
3
We'll be
open
right back.
threes. And it's a tie game. Same thing with Gary Harris. Same thing with Tobias Harris. Same thing with Taurean Prince and Kelly
Let's
Olynyk.
listen in on
The
what
whole
Eric
team can shoot
Spoelstra had to
threes,
say to his team.
and I don't like it.
Put together.
3 quarters in the books, folks. Glad to have you with us. Welcome back as we get going. Wizards leading by 9. We've got Kelly Olynyk. Prince out there with Harris. Then it's Curry. And it's Harris in at the 2-guard spot. It's the group on the 4 for Miami.
You know, I like that mentality by Levine, taking it inside, mixing it up a little bit.
Don't mean anything though. There's no fouling
No good
out.
on the free throw. And he's good on the second.
Only thing I can hope for here is
And
we
here
keep
is
this out
Curry.
10-point lead and get 12 after the 3-minute mark. That way there's a timeout.
Prince outside, feeds to Harris. Down low. And Olynyk kicks to Harris. And it's off from 3-point range. Washington's gone 3 of 6
Talking about
tonight
ball
when they've
speed.
let it fly from
You
downtown.
can step out of bounds now.
Pass to George. In the corner, it's
open.
Levine.
Off the ball.
No good on the 3. The Heat trail by 10. Harris outside. Outside Curry. Harris inside. Noel on him. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact
Good
right
job,
there.
George. Way to make the pointless foul.
First one falls for him. And All-Star Week, a fan favorite certainly. But Doris, I've heard you say on more than one occasion you'd love to see a 3-on-3 competition.
Kevin, I think if you're trying to learn the game of basketball, putting yourself in a situation to play 3-on-3 is one of the greatest ways you can develop your game. One, it teaches you how to pass and cut, right? You cannot be effective in a 3-on-3 game unless you understand how to screen for somebody, how to set yourself up to come off of a screen. The shorter dynamic of the 3-on-3 in a half-court environment is one of the best ways to learn how to play the game of basketball.
I love that analysis. That's terrific. Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. George dishes to Carter. There's a screen by Noel. And stolen by Harris. Outside Curry. Shoots over Fox. Stephen Curry again. Curry's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Boy, that's a tough finish from Steph Curry. I love that he stays with it through clear contact. That's really nicely done.
Noel, a screen on Harris. George. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That one on Olynyk.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
Well, I don't think there's any question any longer about Paul George being an elite NBA talent. He's a remarkable shooter, exceptional defender, and most importantly, an incredible leader.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Good on the first, and that brings them within 5.
You know, Kev, you think of all that Steph Curry has accomplished in his career, and I can't help but think what a shame it is that he had to sit out the Rio Olympics with those injuries. Think of the damage he could have done for Team USA.
And that's a tough one, but on those illegal screen calls, the defender's never going to get the benefit of the doubt.
And that's true. The officials used to be pretty lenient on those, but not anymore.
There's a good screen. Screen by
Oh no, Curry's hot.
Harris kicks to Curry.
1 point game.
Good. And Harris gets the assist. Harris has got 3 assists now in this one.
That's one of those clutch shots he's known for. When the pressure is high, he seems to be the most locked in.
Fox passes to Levine. Noel sets a screen for Levine. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
Levine delivery in a big moment. What a game we've got.
Levine against Harris. Screen by Olynyk to tie it up. Nails it. And oh, that was an enormous three-pointer.
Now, that is cold-blooded.
What a shot. He had no fear. I love it.
They set the screen. Noel, a screen on Curry.
Zach is open.
Levine fires the 3. Connects from downtown.
Big shot with time winding down. Clutch move by Levine.
And the Heat call time here. They trail by 3. 40 seconds left in the game. A chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Zach LaVine.
And to me, the best part of his game has been the work he's done inside. I mean, slashing, driving the lane, attacking the basket at every chance. When he's had an opening, he's taken it.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, during the last break, I listened to Eric Spoelstra address the team. He said, this is what we play for, fellas. Let's knock them on their heels right out of the timeout. Show them how much you want it. Go get it. He really is fired up about this game.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game. Fox, no good. Now a timeout called by Miami. They're trailing by 3. 20 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. Guys, what do you think?
And right now,
Got the stop, but wrong player took the shot.
And then a quick foul or go for the home run.
Well, you've got to be smart regardless of what you choose to do. You shouldn't just heave the 3 if it's not there. Let's see what happens.
And again, it's the Heat missing. And so they foul intentionally.
And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend
Killing
the
both
game.
threes.
He hits the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. So he gets them both, and it's a 5-point game.
This one.
He knew what was riding on those foul shots and didn't mess around, making this a 2-possession game.
For 3, Harris. And it's Noel with the rebound. Here's Fox. And so they foul intentionally. So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6.
And how about the way Fox continues to improve his game? A capable scorer who also rebounds the ball well for his size, and still, though, he can improve on that perimeter jump shot.
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up.
Curry was 60, 9 boards, 3 assists, 6 for 12 shooting, 4 of 9 from 3-point land, and 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Taurean Prince, Kevin Love's stat line 0 for 5. Olynyk had 30 boards. Tobias Harris had 18 points. Then Gary Harris had 12 assists. Zach Levine, 48 points, 6 boards, 6 assists, 3 steals, 5 for 9 shooting. I'm actually happy. I'm really happy with that 3 for 5 shooting. Paul George with 39 and 12 boards, 4 for 10 shooting. Happy he did go through the line 5 times. I normally don't see them going to the free throw line too much, so to have 11 in one game, kind of happy with that. Vince Carter, happy with 15 points with a single 3-pointer. Not too happy with De'Aaron Fox. Those 5 shots I would have preferred. I mean, I think he had that 1 free layup, but the other 4 shots probably should have just been either assists or just dribble out the clock. Nerlens Noel with the true Kevin Love stat line. 24 boards, didn't even take a shot. Points responsible for? Goose egg. Oh yeah. I mean, technically they beat me in the paint, but 2, 4, 5 versus 1, 2. I guess that just came down to the free throws. I had 11 to their 6, so I take off 5 of those, and still a pretty close game. Also didn't help that they only shot 29%.